Yes. Can we display a Vaishnava bhajan? Hare Krishna. Can everyone hear me? Those sitting behind? So for those who cannot see the screen, can pull up Gauranga Bolite Habe from KK songs. Shri Gauranga Bolite Habe, Pulaka Sharira. Hari Hari Bolite Nayane Babin. Please feel free to come ahead so that the devotees who come later will have some space behind. Prabhuji is this side, Mataji is that side. Feel free to come ahead. For those who just came, this is KK Songs, Gauranga Bolite Habe. This was Srila Prabhupada's one of his favorite songs. Many times we have heard Prabhupada sing this. Even while Prabhupada disciples, they say, even while Prabhupada would sometimes translate, not sometimes, most often when he would translate books, Prabhupada would be translating, but his lotus lips would be vibrating. So one of his very popular and one of his favorite songs, along with Gaurangeru Tuti Pada Jaradhana Sampada. So we'll try to sing this, call out to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and then try to discuss in the little time that we have something about the Supreme Lord. So for those who cannot see the screen, do we have it on our phone? Everyone? Just make sure we don't jump into WhatsApp or we don't jump into any of those apps. It's very easy. The moment we turn on the mobile data and we go to KK Songs and then we immediately switch one notification from WhatsApp to some other app, and we reply, and then Gauranga goes behind, WhatsApp comes ahead. So let Gauranga be the focus of our meditation. But before we chant, let's see what it means. If we know what the translation is, and if we know what we are chanting, then our chanting can be more heartfelt. So, can we have 5 volunteers who, with a loud, thunderous voice, can read the translation so that everyone can hear? We'll have one from the Prabhujis, one from the Matajis, and then back and forth. Anyone from the Prabhujis who want to volunteer for the first one? Yes.
When will that opportune moment come to me? When there will be shivering of the body as soon as I chant. Sorry.
Maybe it wasn't loud enough.
Yeah. When will that opportune moment come to me? When there will be shivering of the body as soon as I chant Lord Gauranga's name. And after the shivering, while chanting Hare Krishna, when will there be tears pouring down from my eyes?
It's an important translation for the fact that we have been chanting for many years and also probably for decades, but we're a little far away from the experience of crying while chanting. We only hear it in the scriptures, but the reality is a little far. So here, Narottam Das Thakur, dear associate of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, is begging on behalf of all of us. Actually, if you see Narottam Das Thakur, all his life he just cried. Why? Because Narottam Das Thakur is that Acharya who appeared in this world after the disappearance of Gauranga Mahaprabhu. And his luck was such that when he appeared, Gauranga Mahaprabhu had disappeared, Swarup Damodar Goswami had disappeared, and all the other associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Rupa, Sanatan, everyone had disappeared. Imagine you're Gauranga Mahaprabhu's associate, and Mahaprabhu is saying, I will keep the prema for you in the Padma river, and he gives that promise. But in spite of that, practically everyone disappears. The whole congregation, imagine the whole congregation meets Prabhupada except you. It's a jolt to the heart. Like Prabhupada came to Chicago, he came to Naperville, he met everyone except me. Arre, maine kya paap kiya? What wrong did I do? Narottam Das Thakur was in that scenario. Everyone met Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, everyone met Rup Sanatan except him. So all his songs will be in the mood of crying. Gauranga Bolite Habe. The famous, what is that song that we sing when a person disappears? Jay Anilo Premadhana. That full song is crying. This song also, he's just begging the Lord. And every song, Narottam Das Thakur, he practically begs the Lord and he cries. Why? Because he appears at a time when there's no one around. The Supreme Lord has just disappeared. In our case, we say that we are fortunate because Mahaprabhu appeared 500 years back. But in his case, if he had to say this, he would say, well, Mahaprabhu appeared 10 years back. And that 10 years gap, he missed it. So here he is praying, Gauranga Bolite Habe Pulaka Sharir, Hari Hari Bolite Na Yane Babenir. When will that day come? When I chant the name of Gauranga. What is the name? What is the name? It isn't loud enough. What is the name? One more time. What is the name? Special sound effects. I hope the neighbors don't have a problem, right? Where's the host? Oh, they're fine. They better be fine. So, when we chant out Gauranga, Lord Chaitanya's name, Narottam Das Thakur says, when will that day come? While chanting, I have tears. We also chanted 4 times. Eyes are dry. Eyes are not moist, eyes are dry. But that is the aspiration, that's the hope, that one day we can reach there. Yes. Second, someone from the Matajis?
When will I obtain the mercy of Lord Nityananda Chandra? When, by his mercy, will the desire for material enjoyment become very insignificant?
Third,
When the mind is completely purified, being free from the material anxieties and desires, then I shall be able to understand Vrindavana and the conjugal love of Radha and Krishna. And then my spiritual life will be successful.
Jai. Thank you, Prabhu. Prabhu's voice was really loud enough. Yes.
When shall I be very much eager to study the books left by the six Goswamis, headed by Sri Rupa Goswami and Sri Raghunath Das Goswami? By their instruction, I shall be able to properly understand the loving affairs of Radha and Krishna.
Last one.
My only aspiration is to attain the lotus feet of the six Goswamis, headed by Srila Rupa Goswami and Srila Raghunath Das Goswami. Narottam Das constantly prays to attain their lotus feet.
Shri Shad Goswami Prabhu ki, Srila Narottam Das Thakur ki, Nitai Gaura Premanande. That's not the end of the class, by the way. Gauranga bo lite habe pulaka sharira Hari Hari bolite na Yane babenira. Everyone, Gauranga bo. Gauranga bo lite habe pulaka sharira Hari Hari bolite na Yane babenir Gauranga Gauranga bolite habe pulaka sharira Hari Hari bolite na Yane babenir Gauranga আর কবে নিতাই চাঁদে করুণা হইবে সংসার বাসনা মোরা কবে তুচ্ছ হইবে আর কবে নিতাই আর কবে নিতাই চাঁদে করুণা হইবে সংসার বাসনা মোরা কবে তুচ্ছ হইবে আর কবে নিতাই চাঁদে আর কবে নিতাই চাঁদে করুণা হইবে সংসার বাসনা মোরা কবে তুচ্ছ হইবে everyone much louder আর কবে নিতাই চাঁদে বিষয়া ছাড়িয়া কবে শুদ্ধ হবে মানা কবে হামা হেরাব শ্রী বৃন্দাবন বিষয়া কবে শুদ্ধ হবে মান কবে হাম হেরাব শ্রী বৃন্দাবন বিষয়া ছাড়িয়া কবে বিষয়া ছাড়িয়া কবে হবে মানা কবে হাম হেরাব শ্রী বৃন্দাবন everyone বিষয়া ছাড়িয়া কবে শুদ্ধ হবে মান কবে হাম হেরাব শ্রী বৃন্দাবন Jaya Vrindavana Dham, Jaya Vrindavana Dham, Vrindavana Dham, Jai Jai Vrindavana Dham. Jaya Vrindavana Dham, Jaya Vrindavana Dham, Vrindavana Dham, Jaya Vrindavana Dham. Jaya Vrindavana Dham, Jaya Vrindavana Dham, Vrindavana Dham, Jai Jai Vrindavana Dham. Jaya Vrindavana Dham, Jai Jai Vrindavana Dham, Vrindavana Dham, Jaya Vrindavana Dham. Jaya Barsana Dham, Barsana Dham, Barsana Dham, Jai Jai Barsana Dham. Jaya Barsana Dham, Jaya Barsana Dham, Barsana Dham, Jai Jai Barsana Dham. Jaya Radhe Sham, Radhe Sham, Radhe Sham, Jaya Radhe Sham. Jaya Lalita Vishakha, Jaya Radhe Sham, Lalita Vishakha, Jaya Radhe Sham. Jaya Lalita Vishakha, Jaya Radhe Sham, Lalita Vishakha, Jai Jai Radhe Sham. Jaya Vrindavana Dham, Jaya Vrindavana Dham, Vrindavana Dham, Jaya Vrindavana Dham. Jaya Vrindavana Dham, Vrindavana Dham, Vrindavana Dham, Jaya Vrindavana Dham. Jaya Vrindavana Dham, Jaya Vrindavana Dham, Vrindavana Dham, Jaya Vrindavana Dham. Jaya Radhe Sham, Radhe Sham, Radhe Sham, Jaya Radhe Sham. Jaya Vrindavana Dham, Vrindavana Dham, Vrindavana Dham, Jaya Vrindavana Dham. Rupa Raghunatha Pade hoibe akuti kabe hama bojabo se yugal piriti Rupa Raghunatha Rupa Raghunatha Pade hoibe akuti kabe hama bujabo se yugal piri Paragunatha Pade Rahu Mora Asha Prarthana Koro E Sada Narottama Das रूप रघुनाथ पादे रहो मोर आशा प्रार्थना करो ए सदा नरोत्तम दास रूप रघुनाथ पादे रूप रघुनाथ पादे रहो मोर आशा प्रार्थना करो ए सदा नरोत्तम दास Everyone much louder. Asha. Jaya Rupa Sanatan, Rupa Sanatan, Rupa Sanatan, Jai Jai Rupa Sanatan. Jaya Rupa Sanatan, Jaya Rupa Sanatan, Rupa Sanatan, Jai Jai Rupa Sanatan. Jaya Rupa Sanatan, Jai Jai Rupa Sanatan, Rupa Sanatan, Jai Jai Rupa Sanatan. Jaya Rupa Sanatan, Jai Jai Rupa Sanatan, Rupa Sanatan, Jaya Rupa Sanatan. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Oh Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Oh Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Oh Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Oh Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Oh Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Oh Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Oh Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Ram, Hare Hare. जय जय राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय जय. जय जय राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय जय. राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय जय. जय जय राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय जय. जय जय राधा श्याम सुंदर श्री राधे. जय जय राधा श्याम सुंदर श्री राधे. जय जय राधा श्याम सुंदर श्री राधे. श्याम सुंदर श्री राधे, श्याम सुंदर श्री राधे, श्याम सुंदर श्री राधे, ए माधव श्री राधे, माधव श्री राधे, गोविंद श्री राधे, जय जय गोविंद श्री राधे, ए गोविंद श्री राधे, गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय, गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय, राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय जय, जय जय राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय जय, गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय, गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय, राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय जय, जय जय राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय जय, जय जय राधे राधे राधे, जय 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 श्री राधे, जय जय राधे राधे राधे, जय 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 श्री राधे, जय जय राधे राधे राधे, जय 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 श्री राधे, जय जय राधे राधे राधे, जय 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 श्री राधे, ए राधे राधे राधे, जय 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 श्री राधे, जय जय राधे राधे राधे, जय 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 श्री राधे, जय राधा श्याम सुंदर, राधा श्याम सुंदर श्री राधे, जय राधा श्याम सुंदर, राधा श्याम सुंदर श्री राधे, श्याम सुंदर श्री राधे, जय जय श्याम सुंदर श्री राधे, जय जय श्याम सुंदर श्री राधे, जय प्रभुपादा, जय प्रभुपादा, प्रभुपादा जय जय प्रभुपादा, जय प्रभुपादा, जय प्रभुपादा, प्रभुपादा जय प्रभुपादा, जय गुरुदेवा, जय गुरुदेवा, गुरुदेवा जय जय गुरुदेवा, निताय गौरा हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल, गौर हरि बोल, निताय गौरा हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल, गौर हरि बोल, ओ निताय गौरा हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल, गौर हरि बोल, जय निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे, हरि 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 बोल। Hare Krishna. I see a lot of devotees sitting at the back. There's a lot of space here. Feel free to slide ahead so that if anyone comes later, we are not blocking the pathway. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare. Shri Hare Krishna Mahamantra ki. You know, at the Bhakti Center, when I was there doing my masters, so on Thursdays I would go for the Thursday night kirtan. And Bhakti Center is a place which attracts a lot of Westerners also, those who are not from the Indian origin. And because it's like a yoga studio kind of a place, many of them come and they sit in front of Radha Murlidhar, who are the presiding deities there. Some come in sleeveless, some are tattooed, some are in like shorts, they stretch their legs and they're comfortable. And when situations like these arise, when there's a lot of people sitting at the back and you want them to come ahead, because it's a yoga studio. So the way it's portrayed is the host will tell all the people to slide ahead, and they call it the sliding yoga. And because they're all Westerners, they think that is also part of yoga. They think the yoga has already started to slide ahead. So Krishna's devotees are very intelligent. They will ask you to come ahead and they will give you the term sliding yoga. So anytime, so when I heard that, initially it was very hilarious, because I was thinking to myself, devotees can go to any extent to convince the other person. And they will nicely butter and they will nicely present such that you will not even realize kab lapete mein le liye. So, welcome to the sliding yoga club. Before we begin, dear devotees, I want to express my heartfelt gratitude to our hosts, Gadadhar Chandra Prabhu and Sundari Leela Mataji, and their two wonderful sons, Arun and Anish. Actually, our relation spans back or goes back to Seattle, because prior to Chicago, they were in Seattle. And very interestingly, June of 2019 is when I went to Seattle. And June of 2019 is when they came to Chicago. So it wasn't planned. Krishna planned it. I don't know why, but Krishna planned it. And interestingly such, he had put his house on rent and he was looking for someone to take the place. And I had just come in, so I was also looking for a place. So it was like a Ram Milai Jodi. Both of us met each other through another acquaintance. And somehow, of course, we met that time, we had a discussion. And then the next thing I get to know is in a week, Gadadhar Chandra Prabhu has left Seattle to come to Chicago. And after that, it's been about 5 years. We never met because he never, I don't know why, but he never came to Seattle. I even asked him, but he sent his sons. Arun came to Seattle last year, but I didn't see Prabhuji. So in order to meet the whole family, I flew all the way from Seattle to Chicago. It was a personal visit. And we thought in the personal visit, thoda program bhi kar le. So thank you so much, Gadadhar Chandra Prabhu and family, for hosting all of us. To hear and chant about the Supreme Lord is the best thing a human being can do. So thank you to the host and thank you to our temple's management. I don't know who is who. I'm sorry. This is the first time I'm coming to this side of Naperville. Last time we were at Kishore Kishori. I don't know if there are any Hare Krishna echo effects. Hare Krishna. Is it audible? Hare Krishna? Okay. So I don't know who is who. Please kindly forgive me. To the devotees of the temple management, my heartfelt obeisances, prostrated obeisances for very kindly having me in your Sangha. Last two programs that we did, I came yesterday, last two programs, we primarily did it for the youth. We had about good 25-30 youth who turned up on both the days. And it's always a very pleasant feeling when you interact with the youth. I was saying this to them the other day, and I didn't say it completely, but I'll say it now. Generally, when the parents interact with the children may say something and the parents may not understand. And the parents say, well, I didn't follow this. And the child says, generation gap, you don't follow. So I was in Harrisburg, and I was doing a Sunday feast there. So prior to the Sunday feast, we were doing a youth program. And while I was there, I was interacting with the youth, and they told me about a social media app. Okay, it's called as Discord. I'm pretty sure the adults have not heard it, right? That proves I'm also no longer a youth, I'm also an adult. Because I had not heard it either. And they told me about an app called as Discord, and I asked them what it is, and they started explaining me. And the explanation was such, they almost felt they're Shukadev Goswami. They were in full mood of explanation. I thought, wait a minute, the class is not meant for that. It is a Bhagavatam class, but they started explaining what a Discord app is. And they started explaining, and I didn't get it. And I again asked it, and I again get it. And then fortunately, I had to hold my tongue. I had to stop because I was being recorded. So I didn't want the recording to go out saying like it was explained 3 times and this speaker didn't get it. So after a couple of times when I didn't get it, I said, I am sorry, I still didn't get it. That youth looked up to me and said, Prabhuji, generation gap. I said, come on, it is not so much generation gap. And this was like 2 years back. So I was 26 and that guy was 20. It was only 6 years. So I felt it was like life goes a full circle. Whatever the child tells the parent, it came back to me. So it is what it is. So with the youth, sometimes you get to hear things that are achintya. I am saying this because I classify myself as someone who's not old. I'm still someone who I can connect with the youth. I think so. But still for me, every time I sit down with them, it's a culture shock. It's a generation gap. So it's fun, it's interesting when I speak to them, and I'm glad His Grace Chaitanya Kishore Prabhu very nicely orchestrated. And in the youth, it was Mohini who did all the planning along with Mukunda Prabhu. I'm not sure whether he's here, but okay. Prabhu, if you're here, thank you so much. Mohini Mataji, thank you so much for organizing. It was very wonderful that the youth planned every single thing and they coordinated and they got so many devotees. So thank you to the youth, to all the youth who came for the last 2 programs. And thank you to the parents who encourage the children to go for the program. It goes both ways. Oftentimes the child is not interested and the parent has to force. So thank you to the parent, thank you to the children for obeying the parents and coming to the program. And thank you to the adults for coming for today's program. Oftentimes I need to remind myself that if I spend too much time with the youth, I may also start speaking their language. So I make sure I also hang around with little adults so that there is some maturity in my presentation. So thank you so much, dear devotees, for very kindly being here. Before we start, let us chant the Mangalacharan prayers, also called as the invocation prayers. Let us seek auspiciousness from our spiritual superiors like Srila Prabhupada and then get started in our today's discussion. If you have these prayers memorized and by heart, please chant along. And if you haven't, it's always good to give an oral reception. These mantras are so powerful that irrespective of whether we know them memorized or no, these mantras still act. So if you have them memorized, kindly chant along. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रेयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्रीराधा कृष्ण पादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमोऽस्तुते कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुस्तुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः वृन्दायै तुलसीदेव्यायै प्रियायै केशवस्य च विष्णुभक्ति प्रते देवी सत्यवत्यै नमो नमः नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनेति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद ऑल टुगेदर हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 गुरवे गौरचंद्राय राधिकाये तदालये कृष्णाय कृष्ण भक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः आनंदलीलामय विग्रहाय हेमावदिव्य छवि सुंदराय तस्मै महाप्रेम रसप्रदाय चैतन्य चंद्राय नमो नमस्ते चैतन्य चंद्राय नमो नमस्ते चैतन्य चंद्राय नमो नमस्ते नित्यानंदमहं नौमि सर्वानंदकरं परं हरिनाम प्रदं देवं अवधूत शिरोमणि। श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभु की, श्री नित्यानंद राम की, समस्त गौर भक्त वृंद की। It's about 7:40. What's the upper limit and what's the lower limit? Till what time can we go? ISKCON stretchable time 11 o'clock. Who said 11 o'clock? I'm pretty sure, Prabhu, no one has, I don't know of the audience, at least the speaker doesn't have so much taste to go till 11. I hope it was not prasadam. Because if it is prasadam, then till 12 o'clock also, devotees will sit. So we'll see. An hour makes sense till about 8:30, 8:40. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, after his sannyas, was traveling from one place to another, he ended up meeting different personalities. The 48 years that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu lived in this planet, the first 24 years Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was primarily in Navadvip. At the age of 24, Gauranga Mahaprabhu takes sannyas. From 24 to 30, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu goes to different places, goes to South India Yatra, meets Rai Ramananda, has the epic conversation with Ramananda Rai on the banks of Godavari. From the age of 30 to 48, Gauranga Mahaprabhu is primarily in Jagannath Puri. The traveling has stopped to going to different places, but primarily he is there in Jagannath Puri. But inside Jagannath Puri, Mahaprabhu was traveling. But from the age of 36 to 48, the last 12 years of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Mahaprabhu was stationed at Jagannath Puri in one small room called as the Gambhira. This Gambhira was the house of Kashi Mishra. One associate of the Lord by the name Kashi Mishra had given his small room to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and that's where he lived for the last 12 years. For those who have been to Jagannath Puri during the yatras, or keep going to Jagannath Puri, or are fond of Jagannath Puri, or are from Jagannath Puri, you would know it better than me as to how this Gambhira is a very small place. Of course, now it's little renovated, but 500 years back it was very, very small. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu lived there happily. But as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was traveling, after sannyas, as he was traveling to different places, he met one Brahmana. And this Brahmana was studying the Srimad Bhagavatam. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw this Brahmana was just reading the Srimad Bhagavatam. It was Swadhyay, personal study. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he heard Srimad Bhagavatam, he came and sat in the audience. He was the only audience. There was no one. And Mahaprabhu sat. And this Brahmana, he read for about 30 minutes, and then he saw Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This Brahmana was also so exalted that Mahaprabhu was sitting, but he was so engrossed in Bhagavatam that he did not even realize Mahaprabhu has come. The fruit of reading Shastra is the Supreme Lord, and that Supreme Lord was in front of him. But he was so engrossed in Pibata Bhagavatam. He was relishing Srimad Bhagavatam. After 30 minutes, when he saw Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he stopped. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "Don't stop, continue. Please continue." And this Brahmana read for another 1 hour. And then he stopped. Mahaprabhu said, "Continue." He read for 1 more hour. He stopped. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "Don't stop. Continue." It was 4 hours and he was reading Bhagavatam. Mahaprabhu said, "Don't stop. Continue." It was 5 hours he was reading Bhagavatam. He stopped. Mahaprabhu said, "Don't stop. Continue." It was 6 hours. Mahaprabhu said, "Don't stop." It was 7 hours. Mahaprabhu said, "Don't stop." It was 8 hours. Mahaprabhu still said, "Don't stop." But now the jaws of the Brahmana was paining. For last 8 hours he was reading Srimad Bhagavatam. This Brahmana said, "My dear Lord, you have so much taste. Unfortunately, I don't. I have to stop." After 8 hours. So they almost went till 11 o'clock. They almost went till 11 o'clock. And they were going on and on. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, every time this Brahmana would stop, Mahaprabhu would say, "Don't stop, don't stop. Go on, go on, go on." It's almost like, at Radha Gopinath, when His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj gives classes, Maharaj has this habit. He will speak 2 hours and then he will say, "Should I continue?" "Hari Bol!" And the crowd says, "Hari Bol." And then he speaks another 1 hour. "Should I continue?" "Hari Bol." So it is Sampradaya. It is coming from Mahaprabhu's pastimes. His Grace Gauranga Prabhu was one time saying, he was quoting another brahmachari, of course I will not name, but he said that brahmachari had sat in many of Maharaj's classes and he saw this trait of Srila Radhanath Swami Maharaj of, "Should I continue?" "Hari Bol." So he went to a rural village, Maharashtra rural village. And there those people had not heard Radhanath Maharaj because they don't know English and Maharaj doesn't come to regional Maharashtra places. So he decided, let's try this trick. Whatever my Gurudev does, let me try this. So he started speaking. He spoke for 1 hour. And then in Marathi, he said, "Should I continue?" The audience said, "No. Band karo. Bas ho gaya." So that brahmachari was saying, that day I realized, Guru is Guru, Chela is Chela. Don't compete. But he said, Radha Gopinath, when Maharaj just said, "Hari Bol," after a couple of hours also. I remember in the 2004 Kartik Yatra that Srila Radhanath Maharaj took to Vrindavan, the famous yatra where he had this kirtan at Man Mandir, "Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Sham, Jai Jai Shri Vrindavan Dham." For those who have not heard it, it's there on YouTube. Epic. It's about 55 minutes. Srila Radhanath Swami Maharaj at Man Mandir, Pursana. And he just erupts like a volcano. And the whole kirtan is Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Sham, Jai Jai Shri Vrindavan Dham. And so in that yatra, devotees were saying, at one point Maharaj was giving class in one of the place. And it was almost about 3.5 hours. And you see in yatra, classes are there and there's one place for like prasadam. So devotees already started lining up for prasadam. No, they were standing with plate and they were waiting. Maharaj will say, Gaur Premanande, Hari Bol. Prasadam start. They were waiting first in the line because yatra means so many people will be there. And they were standing with the plate in their hand. And after about 3 hours, not 3 years, 3 hours. After about 3 hours, Maharaj said, should I continue? The audience said, Hari Bol, because they were so accustomed to saying that in Gopinath, that Maharaj asked that question, naturally it became Hari Bol. Those with the plate were also saying Hari Bol. And poor people, they were standing with the plate, then they realized, I think it's good to keep the plate back. He is Swarat. Whenever he wants to end, he will end, then we'll come back to Prasadam. So, for 8 hours, this Brahmana was reading Srimad Bhagavatam. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was so engrossed. Mahaprabhu embraced him and said, you have so much taste for Srimad Bhagavatam. From this day, I give you the name Bhagavatacharya. Sri Bhagavatacharya ki, I give you the name Bhagavatacharya because Bhagavat ke prati आपकी itni shraddha hai, itni ruchi hai. You love Bhagavat so much. I give you the name Bhagavatacharya. So from that day onward, Chaitanya Bhagavat describes this personality was addressed as Bhagavatacharya for his taste in Srimad Bhagavatam. And we see Bhagavatam explains this, that if someone is actually a Vaishnav, Yad Vaishnavanam Priyam, then Srimad Bhagavatam should be very dear to his heart. The benchmark or the way we understand someone is a Vaishnav, and it's a litmus test, it's a self-test, how much attachment we have for Srimad Bhagavatam. Is the Bhagavatam, are we regularly picking up the Bhagavatam and reading? Or is it just during the Sunday feast? Or is it just there in our closet? Oftentimes during Bhadra Purnima, we get the Srimad Bhagavatam set. And then it is there as it is. So human life, Srimad Bhagavatam explains, is meant to pick up that Bhagavatam, is meant to develop some preeti, some attachment towards the Srimad Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam or Chaitanya Charitamrita, whenever we hear about the Supreme Lord, the Hari Bhakti Vilas explains, Vaishnava Mukhodgiranam Putam Harikathamritam. Shastra should be heard from Vaishnavas. Vaishnava Mukhodgiranam Putam Harikathamritam. Just like there may be milk, but if that milk is touched by a serpent, if that milk is touched by a snake, it may be milk, but because it's touched by a snake, it's no longer worthy of consuming. Milk in itself is very pure. It's white in complexion, it's very pure. But because the milk has touched it, it's no longer edible. You can no longer have it. Similarly, Shastra is very, very pure. But when it's not heard from a Vaishnava Mukhodgiranam, Putam Harikathamritam, it's like a serpent that has touched. Because when a Vaishnava presents it, he presents it for material benefit. He presents it for some personal gain. And with that motive, pure Krishna consciousness can never be imparted. It can never be presented. So, time and again Shastra makes this point, Samsiddhir Haritoshanam. Whatever activity we do, whether it's preaching, whether it's deity worship, whether it's book distribution, whether it is Mandira Marjanam, whatever activity it is, the only whole and soul agenda is Samsiddhir Haritoshanam. It is to please Krishna. It is not to please anyone. People around come and go, but our object of meditation, our object of pleasure is the Supreme Lord. Krishna is our audience. And this is primarily what we see Prabhupada time and again hammers in his books to develop pure bhakti. Anya abhilashitam shunyam. Performing bhakti with no ulterior motives, with no ulterior agendas. And Prabhupada writes it so many times in so many of his purports. Srila Prabhupada, pre-ISKCON, pre-sannyas, when he was at Jhansi, Prabhupada that time was distributing different books and magazines that he had written at that time. And one of them was the Back to Godhead magazine. So Prabhupada or Abhay Charan, Abhay Babu, he would go, Prabhupada had different names. If you see the Lilamrit, Prabhupada had so many different names right from his childhood. Abhay, Abhay Babu, Abhay Charan, Kachori Nandu, Nandu, Moti. Prabhupada had different names. Different people would address him different ways. It's just like Krishna is addressed with different names. So his pure Vaishnava is also addressed with different names. And Prabhupada would accept it. Different people addressing. Of course, now that Srila Prabhupada is Srila Prabhupada, we cannot go to him and address him as Moti or Kachori Nandu. It's a good way of remembering Prabhupada when he was small, but now out of mark of respect, we address him as Abhay Charana Aravinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. We are so accustomed to it. Whenever we say Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, it's almost like, should I continue? No! So Prabhupada was going from one place to another, and it was door to door book distribution, magazine distribution. So he went to one of his friends and he gave a Back to Godhead magazine. So that friend who was there, he saw the magazine and he asked Prabhupada, Swamiji, what will I get by studying this magazine? Prabhupada said, you will go back home, back to Godhead. That friend said, after going back home, back to Godhead, can I come back to Jhansi again? Prabhupada said no. He said, I don't want, take it. These were the different kinds of people that Prabhupada would deal with. Not everyone was directly inclined, but Srila Prabhupada still persisted. He was still marching his way towards preaching. In the Shastra, we find that there is this mention of the Mahajans. How many Mahajans are there, by the way? 12 Mahajans. And in these 12 Mahajans, we find there is one personality who's so glorious, who's young by age, but is so glorious. Now, I'll give you the hint, you tell me who the Mahajan is. He's young by age, you would have already got it. Because of the 12 Mahajans, there is only one who is young by age. I should reframe my question. He is that personality who has one full canto for him. One full canto. No other Mahajan gets one full canto. Everyone has to adjust. In one canto, all the Mahajans adjust. Even the gopis don't get one canto for them. They all adjust with the Dwarkavasis and the Mathuravasis. But it's only one personality for whom Shukadev Goswami, he doesn't mix him with others. He gives one separate canto. Who is this personality? Who is this personality? Sri Prahlad Maharaj ki. Prahlad Janaka Bhishma Bali Vayasaki Vayam. It is Yamaraj who is actually chanting this verse. All the 11 Mahajans are very glorious, very worshipable, except the 12th, Yamaraj. Worshipping Yamaraj means if all the 11 Mahajans, if we worship and if they give darshan, it is very good. If the 12th Mahajan gives darshan, you are in danger. Then it is Gaura Premanande. So it is Yamaraj who is chanting this verse. And he puts Prahlad Maharaj. It's very interesting that Prahlad Maharaj somehow has a connection with number 7. In that verse also, he's put as the 7th Mahajan. And in the cantos also, he's in the 7th canto. So there is some connection that he has with number 7. In the 7th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam, for the next 2 days, you devotees, we will try to speak something about Prahlad Maharaj. Today and tomorrow morning, I don't know who's the host tomorrow morning, but whoever it is, the theme will still be about Sri Prahlad Maharaj. This 7th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam, Srila Sridhar Swami, who is the original commentator of the Srimad Bhagavatam, Srila Sridhar Swami says that this 7th canto has a theme called as Shubh versus Ashubh Ichha. What is the theme? Shubh versus Ashubh Ichha. Now you tell me, dear devotees, who in the 7th canto demonstrates Shubh Ichha? Prahlad Maharaj, yes. There is only one Mahajan. There is only one devotee in that canto. So who denotes Shubh Ichha? So who denotes Ashubh Ichha? Hiranyakashipu. So Srila Sridhar Swami, he says, it's a battle. This canto is a battle between Shubh Ichha versus Ashubh Ichha. It's a battle between pure desires versus impure desires. It's a transcendental battle between Prahlad Maharaj and his demoniac father, Hiranyakashipu. While at the same time, Shukadev Goswami, he says, Atra sarga visargascha sthanam poshanam utaya manmantara ishanu katha nirodham muktimashraya. When he speaks about the 10 topics of the Srimad Bhagavatam, the first 2 cantos form the lotus feet of the Lord. They are the introduction. And then from the 3rd canto up until the 12th canto, different topics are discussed. When he speaks about the 7th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam, the section of Prahlad Maharaj, he gives the topic as Uti or Utaya. What does Uti or Utaya mean? Inclination. Inclination to act. Inclination to act in a good way, inclination to act in a demoniac way. The Uti, the Utaya for Prahlad Maharaj is to act in a good way. The Uti or Utaya for Hiranyakashipu is to act in a demoniac way. So Shukadev Goswami gives the theme as Uti or Utaya, and Srila Sridhar Swami gives the theme of the 7th canto as Shubh Ichha versus Ashubh Ichha. Prahlad versus Hiranyakashipu. This word Hiranyakashipu, these names are very interesting. They are coined with a particular intention. Every name, you see in the olden times, when parents would also give names to their children, it would be very devotional. Govinda, Ram, Krishna, Hari, etc. Even in Ajamil Pastime, Narayan, so many others. But now Kali Yuga has changed so much that even though the name will be devotional, there will be a nickname. Pappu, Sonu, Tito, Monu. What are the other nicknames? I hope no one has these nicknames here. Chandu? Okay. Is there any? Chintu, how did I forget Chintu? Chintu, yes. You have any other nickname? Okay. So, even though the names are devotional, there are so many other nicknames or pet names or whatever it is. Guddu. See, now it is coming from the heart. Divya Gyan Hriday Prakasito. So, thank you, Guddu. So, in the Shastra we find there are these 2 names, Hiranyakashipu and Prahlad. What does this word Hiranyakashipu mean? Hiranya means gold. Kashipu means bed. Anyone who is fascinated way too much with gold and bed, either sleep or sex life, is considered under this umbrella of Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyakashipu may be dead and gone. But if someone is having these qualities, he is Hiranyakashipu sequel, part 2. Like you see during Dasera time. Ravan may have left in Treta Yuga, but people still burn him. Oh, bichare chale gaye Treta Yuga mein. And my Guru Maharaj was saying, in a very old class, he was saying, in Hindi, of course, he said, I was one time in Bihar. Does everyone follow Hindi? Everyone follows Hindi? Because some things are sweet in Hindi. Hindi ka alag hi maza hai. Huh? No, she already knows the story. Some things, Hindi is sweet. English is there, but it's a poor man's language. Hindi ka alag hi maza hai. So Srila Guru Maharaj bol rahe the, I'll just say this section in Hindi, then I'll come back to English. महाराज जी बोल रहे थे कि बोले कि एक बार मैं बिहार में था और दशहरा का उत्सव था, तो पूरा रावण दहन का पूरा प्लान बन गया था और सब वहां खड़े हो गए। तो मैं भी बोला ठीक है, सब रावण दहन कर रहे हैं तो मैं भी वहां खड़ा हो जाऊं। तो रावण को आग लगा दिए। अब आग तो लग गई थी, आग चारों ओर से लग रही थी। महाराज बोले फिर उसके बाद हम देखे कुछ छोटे छोटे बच्चे आए और दिवाली का गन लेके आए और रावण को देखे डिस्क्याव करने लगे। मैं सोचा इतनी क्या भड़ास, इतनी भी क्या दुश्मनी, किसी और के पत्नी को उठाए के लेके गया, आपके पत्नी तो नहीं उठाए ना। वो बच्चा बंदूक लेके डिस्क्याव कर रहा। महाराज जी बोले बाप रे, रावण तो गया त्रेते युग में, ये तो कलयुग आ गया, बच्चा अपना गुस्सा निकाल रहा है। Everyone understood. I think even those who don't understand Hindi followed this. So the personality may be dead and gone, but if someone is still having the characteristics, he still falls under this umbrella of that particular demon. So Hiranya means gold. Kashipu means bed. Anyone who's enamored and fascinated by these two things comes under this umbrella of Hiranyakashipu. While on the flip side, Prahlad, Prakrishta Rupena Lada, he who's always blissful, he who's always happy, he in whose contact when people come, they become happy, is Prahlad. Prakrishta Rupena Lada. Lada means happy, and pra is a suffix. Like for example, hasa, or I'll put it this way. Sada, prasada. Sada means food. Prasada, that food which is fascinating. It heightens the effect. It's a suffix. Hasa, suhasa. Sada, prasada. Lada, pralada. So pra in Sanskrit is a suffix that is used to heighten the effect. Likewise, gopi, gopika. Gopi means a gopi. But when the word ends with ka, it denotes a soft-hearted gopi. Gopi, but gopika means a soft-hearted gopi. So these are words in Sanskrit that denote a particular nature. Likewise here, ladha means happy. Pralada, he who is exceptionally happy. And in whose contact when people come, they become happy. All of us want happiness. We don't want to hang around those who are unhappy. We already have many problems. Problems in our life are like Mount Meru. It's there unlimited. There are so many problems that we have, so much anxiety that we have. Dear devotees, if you think there is no anxiety in your life, if you think there is no problems in your life, let me remind you, we are living in America. I-140. Priority dates. EB3, EB2. EB3 wale jump to EB2, EB2 downgrade to EB3. This game, it's a constant anxiety. Your priority date may be like 2010, 2011. Prabhu ji, congregation mein sabka aage mera hi nahi aa raha. It's a constant hassle. Of course, those who are citizens, for them it will not make sense. You are already transcendental. You are beyond this realm. But for people who are in that boat, for them it is just gyan. For us it is vigyan. It is, we know the pressures of the I-140 and whatever. Layoffs and 60-day time period and whatever it is. So anxieties are always there. So we want to hang around those who are happy. And Prahlad is that personality by speaking about whom we will be happy. So I don't want to come to Chicago and make you all unhappy. So we are picking a personality who by nature is happy. The seventh canto we see, very beautifully it opens up. I'll just give a brief understanding of how the seventh canto flows. Seventh canto opens up with this yagya of the Rajasuya. It's the Rajasuya yagya going on. Yudhishthir Maharaj is present, Narad Muni is present, all the exalted dignitaries are present. And in this Rajasuya yagya, as different personalities are present, our Krishna is also present. The Pandavas are also present. And as these personalities are present, there is also one personality present who is extremely envious of Krishna. Someone said it. Shishupal. I was just hearing. Sab sarp ki tarah dhas rahe the. Prabhuji. That's how our chanting is. When we sit to chant, the first round will be very classic. It will be Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare. By that time it's 10th round. It's almost like a honeybee. भगवान भी सोच रहा है किसको बुला रहा है मुझे बुलाओ तो मैं आऊंगा बुला किसको रहा है and you see different devotees like very funny when you sit in the temple hall different devotees have different styles of chanting everyone will sit with a bead bag and some will be like some will be some will be only head you observe that different style and so all dancing morning Brahma Muhurtam different devotees have different dance steps. Now oftentimes I say this our chanting is such more than the chanting beats we are interested in the counter beats. कितना बाकी है? We constantly keep checking. One is done. Oh, another 15 is there. Prabhupada from 64 he reduced to 16. Why didn't he bring down to 4 rounds? कितना अच्छा होता 4 माला. So more than the chanting beats, our attention is on the counter beats. And we will see that tomorrow morning. When you sit down to chant, you will experience it yourself. And I'm pretty sure you will have a smile on your face. Remembering. Different devotees have that. And there are some other classic styles also that we will find. So, as these personalities are present, there is also Shishupal who is there. And Shishupal is very envious of Krishna. Very, very envious. It is believed Shishupal learned to say mummy daddy next. He first learned to criticize Krishna. From the moment he was born in this world, Krishna Vishamrit, he started spitting venom at Krishna. Why? Because Shishupal, when he appeared in this world, appeared with 4 hands. Chaturbhuj. But according to the astrology of Shishupal, it was said that that person who comes and picks up Shishupal, there will be one person who comes and picks up Shishupal, because of whom the 4 hands will reduce to 2 hands. Who that person will be, don't know. There will be one person. And different people came to meet Shishupal. See, small child is born in the hospital, different people come. And they have this way of greeting the child. They play different things. The child will also be thinking, Arey, kya kar raha hai? So they have different ways of entertaining the child. And at one point, our Krishna came. And lo and behold, he picked up Shishupal. And Shishupal, who was having 4 hands, the 2 hands fell and he became Dvibhuja. He just had 2 hands. And Shishupal understood that this personality who has picked me up from 4 hands, it's become 2 hands, is also going to be the cause of my death. And from that day onward, Shishupal harbored so much venom, so much enviousness against Krishna. And this lasted pretty much lifelong. During the Rajasuya Yajna, there is one custom called as the Agra Puja. And this Agra Puja is such that the most respected personality who is there in the assembly, this Agra Puja is offered to that person. It essentially means the respects are offered to the most glorious, the most respected personality in the audience. And as they were discussing whom should the Agra Puja be given to, Shishupal was thinking, it has to be me. There is no one more qualified than me. Krishna was present there. And Shishupal was convinced he should be given the Agra Puja. He is the most qualified. At that time when they were all discussing, Sahadev gets up. As Sahadev gets up, Sahadev says, according to me, Agra Puja should be given to Krishna. Because Krishna is the most qualified. And the moment Sahadev said this, everyone said, yes, correct. Krishna should be given. It's almost like, sometimes in programs like this also, we know the answer, but we are waiting for the other person to start. We need some inspiration. Engine start karne ke liye koi aur chahiye. Once they give an answer, then we also follow them. Sahadev, when he said, I think Krishna should be given the Agra Puja, everyone put their hand up. And indeed, Krishna was offered the Agra Puja. But at that time, Shishupal was so envious that he started criticizing Krishna. And one after another, instead of glorification, he started finding faults in the character of Krishna. Krishna has no faults. Krishna is a dosha. He who has no faults. While at the same time, he's a dosha darshi. He has no faults and he doesn't see faults also. When good qualities are to be seen, he becomes like Jagannath. Eyes become like a magnifying glass. He sees the good qualities. But when bad qualities have to be seen, he becomes Balaji. He closes the eyes. Like you see, when people go to worship Balaji or when they go to the temple, what do they say? Govinda! Already tired? Hungry? ऐसे बोलेंगे गोविंदा आएंगे नहीं. Can we be much louder? How do they call the Supreme Lord? Govinda. Devotion life means utsaha. There has to be enthusiasm. So when bad qualities are there, he becomes Balaji. And when good qualities have to be seen, he becomes Jagannath. So Krishna has no faults, but here is Shishupal Mahashay, who's finding faults one after another, one after another, and he goes up to 99. And there comes the point when he criticizes Krishna for the 100th time. So Shishupal has this track record that, or he was given this benediction, so to say, that he could criticize Krishna till 99. But the moment he criticizes Krishna at 100, he will die. So what Shishupal would do, he would go till 99, then he would stop. Very intelligent. He would go till 99, criticize Krishna, then stop. And he would do this constantly. But during the Rajasuya Yagya, this Mahashay lost track. He lost track of the number count. And he was criticizing. When the number touched 100, Krishna did the first ever laser surgery. He released the chakra and in one go the chakra slit the neck. Why laser surgery? Because no drop of blood fell down. The head was chopped, the person was killed, blood was not fallen to the ground. Because Krishna thought to himself, if blood falls to the ground, this is a sacred arena. All the preparation that's been done here has to restart. So Krishna made sure the person is killed, at the same time blood doesn't fall. Very intelligent. Very intelligent. Krishna is very smart. It's very difficult to outsmart Krishna. Like, there's in Mumbai, there's this one devotee, Anand Vrindavan Prabhu, who's known for inspiring devotees to chant. So he says, if you have heard him, in Hindi, he's a Gujarati. And when he says, he has this like Gujarati tent accent of speaking. So in one class, he was saying, पूरे दुनिया को टोपी लगा सकते हैं, लेकिन भगवान को कैसे टोपी लगाएंगे? You can fool the whole world, but not Krishna. Because he is there as Paramatma. He knows what we are doing, how we are doing, what we are thinking, what we are meditating. We can fool the whole world, but not Krishna. So Shishupal, at 100, Krishna did the first ever laser surgery and chopped him, and he died. And not a drop of blood fell to the ground. In the Chaitanya Bhagavad, dear devotees, let's put a pause to Srimad Bhagavatam and let's go to the pastimes of Mahaprabhu. In the Chaitanya Bhagavad, there is this famous story of two drunkards who were uplifted by Nityananda Prabhu. Who were the two drunkards? Jagai and Madhai. Jagai and Madhai were so abominable. In one class, in a very old class, His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj was saying, they were the biggest gangsters the world had ever seen. They were terrible. So much so that people would not even come in the street where these two personalities were present. And our Nitai goes there to save those people who are rejected by everyone. But now, the storyline we know. Now, I have a question for all of you, dear devotees. In the Jagai Madai pastime, who threw the pot? Madai. Who thinks, anyone for Jagai, that Jagai threw the pot? No one? Everyone in for Madai? Okay, how many in for Jagai? How many think Jagai? Let's start from the basics. Who threw the pot? Did Jagai throw the pot? How many in for Jagai? Okay. And how many in for Jagai? How many in for Madai? Okay. And how many in for the third option? आप प्रभु जी आप जो बोलो वही. हम आपके साथ है प्रभु जी, आप सुनाओ. Jagai or Madai? Madai. Madai? Okay. There's a very easy way of remembering this. When I was small, I had this confusion. I would always get confused, Jagai, Madai. So when I would repeat the pastime, I would say, the brothers threw the pot, to be safe. But then in one class, I was hearing one Prabhupada disciple, very sweetly he said, the easy way of remembering is, Madhai became mad and he threw the pot. That personality, mad, M, became mad, M, ended up throwing the pot, M, Madhai. Madhai, M, became mad, M, and he threw the pot. So who threw the pot? Jagai. Some said, yes, Prabhuji, Jagai. Who threw the pot? Now it's an easy way of remembering, right? Madhai, M, became mad, and he threw the pot. I hope the next time if a speaker comes here and he asks that who threw the pot, I hope the audience doesn't say mad, mad, mad. बोले कौन सुना कि क्या ऐसा? So Madhai threw the pot. Madhai became bad and he threw the pot. Now, dear devotees, I have a follow-up question. He threw the pot at Nityananda Prabhu. And when he threw the pot at Nitai, what happened? Nitai started bleeding. Now wait a minute. Supreme Lord means body Sachitananda. Body Sachitananda means no blood, because blood is a material object. So if the body is Sachitananda, how did Nitai bleed? And if he was bleeding, does it mean Nitai is not Sachitananda? Valid question. You accept Nitai's body is Sat Chit Ananda. It is not like our body. Nitai doesn't get bald. He doesn't have hair fall. He doesn't have all those things. His body is Sat Chit Ananda. Body Sat Chit Ananda means blood should not be there, because blood is a material object. So if body Sat Chit Ananda, why did Nitai bleed during Jagai Madai pastime? Interesting question. Yes. Wonderful. Where did he hear this? Or it's from the heart?
From the heart.
Divya Gyan, Hriday Prakashito. So, okay, that's a good answer. How about the others? Why did Nitai bleed? The pastimes of the Lord are so interesting. Up until now, we thought Jagai Madai pata hai. Putana pata hai. Now, when you go for book distribution in India, it's very difficult. Because when you give Bhagavad Gita, pata hai. क्या पता है गीता में कर्म करते जाओ, फल की चिंता मत करो. Do whatever you want, don't worry about result. That is the understanding that they have of Gita. That is also not a complete understanding. So in India it's very difficult, because whatever you give, पता है, ये पता है, Krishna book पता है, ये पता है, अरे क्या नहीं पता. They know everything. So in the Jagai Madai pastime that we have heard, why did Nityananda Prabhu bleed? What do you think, Prabhuji's? Why did Nitai bleed? Someone said something. There's no right or wrong answer. Shoot. Okay. He is independent. He's Swarat. Whatever he wants, he can do. Okay. Yes, Mataji?
Jagai Madai to get the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You know, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu reacts when his so I would like to continue. I'm repeating this.
Yes,
I
sure.
would like to continue Kashikas. Yes, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Nityananda Ram is so merciful that he wants Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to give his darshan to Jagai Madai. ये पूरा लीला इसीलिए करते ताकि ना चैतन्य महाप्रभु रिएक्ट करें, क्योंकि जब उनको चोट पहुंचती, मतलब उनको खुद को चोट पहुंचता है तो फिर चैतन्य महाप्रभु कुछ रिएक्ट नहीं करते, बट उनके भक्त को चोट पहुंचता है तो वो जरूर रिएक्ट करके तुरंत प्रकट होते हैं. तो बिकॉज ऑफ दैट उसके वजह से he shows up all this लीला की है ना.
Wonderful, wonderful. Can we appreciate Mataji's answer? Our Acharya is very beautifully said, Nityananda Prabhu, when he was hit with the pot, Nitai starts thinking, if I start bleeding, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will suspend all his activities and come to that place thinking, my Nitai is bleeding. It's an emergency. It's 911. It's an emergency. And Mahaprabhu will come here and he will give his darshan to Jagai and Madai. These two drunkards will never go to Gauranga Mahaprabhu. But if I fake blood, then my Gaura will come and he will give darshan. And Nitai at that spur of the moment, because Nitai is Guru Tattva, and Guru Tattva is that personality who meets Jiva Tattva with Bhagavad Tattva. And Jagai Madai pastime is the best example. Nitai fakes blood to get Gauranga Mahaprabhu. And when Gauranga Mahaprabhu comes, he begs on their behalf, Maaf karo inhe. Please forgive them. In Kali, everyone is going to be like this. How many more people will you kill? You killed how much ever you wanted in Krishna Leela. In this Leela, don't kill anyone. Nitai begged for them. Chaitanya Bhagavat says, from that day onwards, Jagai became Jagadananda. Madai became Madhavananda. And from that day onwards, Jagai and Madai, that is Jagadananda and Madhavananda, started chanting 2 lakh holy names every single day. That's 128 rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra every single day. So oftentimes we hear the first part of the story of Jagai Madai and we criticize them. But the second part, the transformation, is mind-blowing. For the 16 rounds that we do, we find it's a big struggle. And here are these two personalities who had a complete switch in their Krishna consciousness journey. They go from 0 straight to 128. It's almost like legs and ladder game. Straight promotion to 128. So there Nitai fakes blood. And here Krishna, when he kills Shishupal, he makes sure there is no blood. So the Lord can do both. When required, he can fake blood, and when required, he can do a laser surgery. Bloodless head transplant. He killed the person without any blood. Now in this section, we very beautifully see that Hiranyakashipu, the father, this is the last 10-15 minutes of our discussion, then we will go to the main event that's waiting. You know, in ISKCON programs, see, I have not even used the word prasad. Already there is happiness. Are bolne to. I just pointed in that direction. This is so much motivation for the speaker. Audience is saying, you end early, we are already hungry. Huh? स्मेल आ रहा है तो मेन्यू भी बोल दो, क्या है मेन्यू, हमें भी तो पता चले. हाँ, साउथ इंडियन. You know, in our ISKCON temples we see, for if there's a program, for Katha there will be 50 people. For Prasadam it will be houseful. Where that houseful comes from, even Krishna doesn't know. बाहर चप्पल की भीड़ लग जाती है. हाँ, दमालू. ओ डबल, आई हर्ड दमालू. ज्यादा ही प्रशांत का बात हो गया. He said double, I heard damalu. Oh Krishna. Oh. I think I am increasing the expectation of the host. I am sharing those menus that Mataji has not even made. Oh Krishna. So where were we? Prasadam. Prahlad Maharaj. Shishupal has gone back. His Gaur Premanand has already happened. In this section, fast forward, actually there's so much more we can discuss, but keeping it short. Hiranyakashipu, when he decided that his brother has been killed. Who was the brother of Hiranyakashipu? Ravana. Ravana. Hiranyaksha? Sure, Hiranyaksha? Okay. The girl is saying Hiranyaksha, so it's Hiranyaksha. So the brother Hiranyaksha was killed. Who killed Hiranyaksha? Varahadev. Sure, Varahadev? Sure, bro? Sure? Sometimes when you ask couple of times, sure, even the devotee starts thinking, Sach mein Varahadev hi mare na. It's a good way of putting the devotee at spot. So yes, Varahadev only killed. Varaha Dwadashi that we have. And when Varahadev killed Hiranyaksha, that time we find Hiranyakashipu. He consoles his family members. He is angry at Vishnu and he wants to take revenge. But at the same time, he consoles his family members. He gives a Bhagavatam class. We are all soul. Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi is destined. When we die, soul will go from one body to another body. Kya leke aaye the, kya leke jayenge. He gives a Bhagavatam class. And then next moment, he instructs his ministers to go and kill all the Brahmanas who are doing yajna for Vishnu. Why? Because Hiranyakashipu thinks This yajna is what is giving energy. It's the food to Vishnu. If the Brahmanas are killed, Vishnu will become weak, and if Vishnu becomes weak, I will kill him. Wrong logic. अरे भगवान वो यज्ञ से थोड़ी, वो जगन्नाथपुरी में तो बिना यज्ञ के खाते. He keeps eating in Jagannathpuri constantly. So here Hiranyakashipu, when he gets to know his brother has been killed, he gives this instruction. At one point he gives a Bhagavatam class, and another point he completely refutes and he completely changes. Which means the principle is, knowing the philosophy doesn't make us a devotee. It's the application part. Even Hiranyakashipu knew the philosophy. Even Ravana knew the philosophy. Even Kamsa could give a Bhagavatam class. Audience में कौन आएंगे पता नहीं, but Kamsa could give a Bhagavatam class. So knowing the philosophy doesn't make us a devotee. It's the application. How much we apply that in our life. If we only know the philosophy and the application is zero, it's like Ravana, Kamsa, so many others. So application is more important. So here Hiranyakashipu goes to the Mandara mountain and starts doing bhajan. He stands on one leg and with his hands raised. Hands are raised, he's standing on one leg. And he's doing tapasya. He wants to please Brahmaji. Why? Because he wants some boons of immortality from Brahmaji, as we know the storyline. Now as he's doing tapasya this way, his head is emitting, Bhagavatam explains, his head is emitting so much fire that the demigods are feeling the heat. Sitting in the upper planets, they are feeling the heat. Thoda chatka laga. They are feeling the heat. So they go to Brahmaji and say, do something. Our job is at stake. Anytime, if this is how he does tapasya, we will be laid off very soon. हमारा layoff बहुत जल्दी हो जाएगा. So even the demigods have the fear of layoff. But of course, they don't have the 60-day policy. They don't have that 60-day policy. Again, it's not an American citizen joke. It's a non-citizen joke. They went to Brahmaji and Brahmaji started scratching his head. Brahmaji started scratching his head thinking, how should I stop Hiranyakashipu? And mind you, Brahmaji has 4 heads. So he keeps scratching all sides, thinking, what should I do to stop him? And at that time, Narad Muni comes there, the transcendental spaceman. Narad Muni comes there chanting. What does Narad Muni chant? Are Narayan, Narayan, that is daily soap. Narayan, Narayan is that Indian daily soap. Narayan, Narayan. That is not Shastra. You see, in daily soaps, the way Narad Muni showed, he showed us someone jo chugli karte hain. He speaks here and there. That's not how Acharyas glorify Narad Muni. What does Narad Muni chant? Narad Muni bajaye veena Radhika Ramana Name. E Narad Muni bajaye veena Radhika Ramana Name. He chants Radhika Raman. He chants the name of Radha and Krishna. So he comes there and he sees Brahmaji. He understands the whole scene. He tells Brahmaji, don't worry. How to stop Hiranyakashipu? You leave it on me. I will take care. Narad Muni and his friend Parvata Muni, both of them take the form of a sparrow. Both of them become sparrows and they go near Hiranyakashipu and sit on the branch. And sitting on the branch, that Hiranyakashipu who is averse to Vishnu, who hates Vishnu, who wants to kill Vishnu, because of that he is doing tapasya. Narad Muni and Parvata Muni as sparrows go and sit on the branch, and next to his ear they start chanting Om Namo Narayana, Om Namo Narayana, Om Namo Narayana. You have come to a solitary place to kill your enemy, and these birds out of nowhere are coming and chanting the names of your enemy. It is too much fire in his heart. Hiranyakashipu gets so angry that he attempts to kill these birds, but these birds fly away because they are Narad Muni and Parvata Muni. But the advantage, Hiranyakashipu's tapasya was bhanga. It broke. And that is what Brahmaji wanted. And Narad Muni did that. By the name of the Lord, the tapasya got broken. Now Hiranyakashipu comes back. And as he comes back, Kayadu looks at Hiranyakashipu. Kayadu is the wife. Kayadu looks at Hiranyakashipu and says, hey, wait a minute. You said you're going for 10,000 years for tapasya and you're coming back so fast. What happened? Satya. Satya. He came back so fast. Kayadu said, what happened? And Hiranyakashipu explained the whole thing, that I went there, but these two birds were chanting Narayana, Om Namo Narayana, Om Namo Narayana. I just couldn't do it. So I've come back. And when he comes back, that's when the Garbhadan Samskar happens. And Shastra explains, at the time of Garbhadan Samskar, Hiranyakashipu, who was a demon, was thinking about Om Namo Narayana, Om Namo Narayana, Om Namo Narayana. He was a demon. But because this was the last event that occurred, his mind was constantly chanting the names of the Supreme Lord. And it was this names of the Supreme Lord that gave birth to Prahlad. Prahlad appeared in the dynasty of those who were demons because of his father who was remembering the names of the Supreme Lord. The names of the Supreme Lord are very powerful, dear devotees. Very, very powerful. Srila Prabhupada was in Holland, Amsterdam. And it was Amsterdam temple opening. And this day of temple opening was such, nothing was going as planned. Whatever Prabhupada planned, nothing was working out. The Yagya Kund was set and Prabhupada said, get me fruits. They got fruit salad for Prabhupada. Prabhupada said, Arey Baba, not fruit salad, I want proper fruits to keep on the side. Now they didn't know this because this is late 1960s. The moment has barely started. This concept of Yagya is not a Western concept. So they brought fruit salad to Prabhupada. Prabhupada said, not this, I want proper fruits. So then they brought cut fruits. Prabhupada said, no, proper fruits. And then they got it, they kept it. And everything that day went topsy-turvy. Nothing was going according to plan. And Prabhupada was getting very restless. Prabhupada was getting very irritated. One hippie had come to the temple. And this hippie was such, he was coming constantly to the temple last couple of weeks. So he was told, whenever he would come, because he is a hippie, so when he would come to the temple and he would be in anxiety, the devotees had told him, don't be anxious, chant Hare Krishna. If you chant Hare Krishna, everything will be sorted. Mahamantra will take care of everything. Now he looked at Prabhupada and Prabhupada was anxious. Prabhupada had anxiety. He marched his way towards Prabhupada and said, Swamiji, don't take tension, chant Hare Krishna. That personality who gave Mahamantra to the whole world, like a boomerang, it was now coming back through a hippie. Now, if you imagine, if we were told this, probably we will not take it because where is Prabhupada in comparison to a hippie? Where is the spiritual stature? But Prabhupada took his advice. When that hippie said, Swamiji, don't take tension, chant Hare Krishna, Prabhupada put his hand in the bead bag and started chanting Hare Krishna. He took shelter of Krishna's name. Prabhupada was such a personality who could take good from anyone. Whoever gave a good advice, Prabhupada took it. And there are so many examples to illustrate this point as to how Prabhupada was like a honeybee. Anyone had any good quality, he would grab it. He would grab it. So the name of the Supreme Lord is very, very powerful. Very powerful. Prahlad appears in this world by the power of Naam. In Krishna Leela we find the Braja Gopis, when they would be in their home, the tongue would constantly be chanting the names of the Supreme Lord. Grihe grihe gopavadu kadamba sarve militva samavaya yoge punyani namani pathanti nityam Govinda Damodhar Madhaveti. Everyone. Govinda Damodhar Madhaveti. Govinda Damodhar Madhaveti. Govinda Damodhar Madhaveti. Govinda Damodhar Madhaveti. These Braja Gopis in the land of Vrindavan, whatever they would do, the tongue would keep chanting the names of the Supreme Lord. उठीते शुईते यथा तथा नाम ले देश काल नियम नहीं सर्व सिद्धि होए. Chaitanya Charitamrita says the names of the Lord can be chanted at any time. Uthite while getting up, shuite while sitting down, while sleeping. Utite shuite yatha tatha naam le. Just take the name somehow. Desha kala niyam nahi sarva siddhi hoy. There is no niyam of desha. There is no niyam of kala. But anyone who chants it, sarva siddhi hoy, will get complete perfection. We say this one last pastime. We are talking about Nam Mahima, the important lesson before Prahlad's appearance. There is one that is teachings of Prahlad. Teachings of Prahlad can be understood as Prahlad's teachings after he appeared, and there are also teachings of Prahlad before he appeared. And that teaching of Prahlad that he gave this world before he appeared is the glories of holy name. Through his appearance, he demonstrates that even if Father is demoniac, the Son can be divine. Now, oftentimes in Kali Yuga, it's a very rare thing. Most times in Kali Yuga, you don't find that Father is not practicing and the Son is practicing. It's a very rare thing. Most often the Father practices, Son is not practicing. That's the common concern that the parents have. प्रभु जी कुछ बोलो, उसको करता ही नहीं, माला ही नहीं करता, थोड़ा कुछ इंस्पिरेशन दो, make sure he chants or whatever. So very rare we find where children like Prahlad are practicing and Father is not practicing. Most often in Kali it's the other way around. Now one time one son, he went to his father and said, my dear father, Ram became great by following his father whose father? Dasharath. Ram became, I was talking so much about Hiranyakashipu. I made Hiranyakashipu the father of Ram. Ram became great by following his father Dasharath Maharaj. And Prahlad became great by not following his father Hiranyakashipu. My dear father, what should I do? Should I follow you or not? Children have very unique questions. And it's a logical question. Ram became great by following his father Dasharath. Prahlad became great by not following his father Hiranyakashipu. My dear father, what should I do? Should I follow you or not? Father is also very intelligent. Father said, my dear son, this is not Satya Yuga. This is not Treta Yuga. But this is Kali Yuga. And in Kali, it is good for both of us that we follow your mother. घर में सुख शांति आवे, ओम जय जगदीश हरे. माता को खुश रखो, घर खुशी रहेगा. Prabhu ji is correct? Oh, someone is saying 100%. Too much realization is overflowing. So we see Prahlad, before he appears this world, gives the first teaching, the first lesson before he appears, he gives it as Nam Mahima. We'll just share one last pastime and then we will end our discussion, only to continue tomorrow on the same theme of teachings of Prahlad. In Shastra, there is this saying, Madhurena Samapayat, you end with a sweet. And I think in ISKCON, the most sweetest are the pastimes of Prabhupada. They're super sweet. How Prabhupada enacted and how Prabhupada would give different answers. One time, devotees were in Melbourne, Australia, and they were doing Harinam Sankirtan. And as they were doing Harinam Sankirtan, the police caught them and put them in jail. So they were put behind bars for Harinam Sankirtan. And from Melbourne, Australia, they wrote a letter to Prabhupada that Prabhupada, we were doing Harinam Sankirtan, now we are in jail, what should we do? Prabhupada, from there he wrote, do more Harinam Sankirtan. Don't stop, do more Harinam Sankirtan. So inside the jail, they started doing more Harinam Sankirtan. Now there were no mridangas, no kartals, there was nothing. But one thing that is guaranteed in a jail is audience is fixed. You don't require publicity. No WhatsApp forwards. Audience fixed. Whenever you want to do program, audience is fixed. Because aur koi kaam hai hi nahi. So devotees started clapping and they started doing Nam Sankirtan inside the jail. As they started doing Nam Sankirtan, this jail warden who was there, constantly he was hearing Mahamantra, Mahamantra, Mahamantra. In no time, even he didn't realize, his tongue started chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. His tongue was vibrating. Now he was also starting to participate in Nam Sankirtan. The superintendent of police came for a visit one day. And when he came, the full Melbourne prison has become Srivas Angan. Everyone is chanting and dancing inside. They were all chanting and doing nice Nam Sankirtan. This superintendent of police came and said, what is this? This is prison. These people are having more fun inside than outside. They said, we want to release you. Devotees, we want to release you. They said, why? He said, no, you people are very dangerous inside. You all are good outside only. The devotee said, no. The program inside is going much better than outside. We want to continue. Don't release us. The police said, all yours, please go outside. It's the first time in history where the person who's put behind bars is wanting to be behind bars. Devotees can do anything. They are very unpredictable. The devotees came out and they wrote a letter to Prabhupada that, Prabhupada, like you said, we did Harinam Sankirtan inside the jail and we have come outside. Prabhupada said, excellent. In this way, if you keep doing Harinam Sankirtan, very soon you will also exit the jail of repeated birth and death. Srila Prabhupada ki. Having said this, dear devotees, ending with the super sweet Srila Prabhupada, we will end our discussion and we will continue this theme of teachings of Prahlad. We started with the start of 7th canto and with the appearance of Prahlad with this theme as Nam Mahima, and we will continue tomorrow. Gaura Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Main announcement, Roji. South Indian or Damalu? I don't know what.
Mataji, is the prasadam ready? Prasadam's ready? We're all ready.